Yes, man, then we are crap. Just come over from Never a Foul here. Just smash the likes real quick. You got, man, who do we scapegoat today to make ourselves feel better?
We'd start with Dallo, but I mean, we do this every week, so.
Are we sure we get a manager bounce, man? Them,
bro.
You're a mute touchline.
Oh, mate, yeah. Not if we get Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in, mate. Do you get what I'm saying? That Darren Fletcher absolutely threw the game in the bin today. Do you get what I'm saying? Why we're 1-0 down with 60 minutes played, and he takes off takes off Mainu and puts Xerxes. She's a massive gaping hole in the midfield. And then everyone's just running around everywhere. Got Dorgu running into midfield winning the ball. It just looked like there was no idea, no plan. Yeah, if you were 2-0 down, I understand it. If there's 10 minutes to go, I understand it. There was 30 minutes of football to play, and we weren't even playing that bad. And he just threw it in the bin, and we conceded straight after that because one ball through the midfield. There's no one there cutting the passing lane. Do you get what I'm saying? And boom, they scored. Danny Welbeck, great finish. He got his annual goal against Man United, which he scores against us every single season. Yeah, mate, listen, don't worry though, because if he got the permanent, if that was Ollie, they'd say it's progress. Do you get what I'm saying? Oh, it's the United DNA, lads. Yeah, I'm saying it's on the front foot. Yeah, I mean, he's on the front foot.
Hey, this game's mad. It's 2-2 already, bro.
Yes.
So I'd literally just turned it off. It was 1-0, 42 minutes in.
2-2.
What? It actually is as well. What? Bro, I swear down, I turned it off at 42 minutes, yeah, because I jumped on this. Yeah, my thing was lagging.
They might disallow it.
Yeah, it is what it is. But if we focus on United, look, man, I know keep us up to date with the El Clasico, but today, yeah, like I had some hopes with what I was looking at. And then, when I see us miss like 2-3 easy chances at the start of games, Burnley was one of them. Now another one's Brighton. You just know what kind of game you're going to get. There's always going to be a weird goal. I think now I want people to understand with my reasonings now why I don't want Lisandro Martinez in the starting lineup as well. Like, we're going to have to talk about why we concede that first goal. Cool. The low, we already know the low. I think there's that point where with the low, there's limitations. He lacks concentration, and when it comes to being under pressure, he doesn't have a lot of awareness, you could say. But if we're going to go talk about positioning, why is Euro in the position he's in? Cool. He's trying to cut out the passing lane or whatever. But why is it that Lisandro Martinez's first thought is to think about, I need to run to the line to clear the ball off the line, which he did, rather than mark the man to put him off that situation in the first place? I've been screaming it for ages. It's great that players are all good on the ball, but how about some defensive abilities first? The frame alone, when he pressures up the field, he ain't got the recovery pace. I've been screaming it for ages. And this is my issue with Lisandro. He's 5'9", not saying that's a problem in the air because he ain't been proven that he's going to get dominated like that. But it's just little simple things. Big stature of frames. Euro is not good enough at the moment. I can applaud that. But we can all see in a few games that Heaven's got a bit more in his game than what a Euro has. De Ligt, Like even Delict, way more aggression. Even Maguire comes off the aggression that Maguire provides, but we know his limitations. There's a big difference when United have a big, bulky, hefty kind of centre back on that knows how to wrestle off players. Look at today. Welbeck was just, him and Ruta were just feeding off of Euro and Leica every single time. It was so easy just to flick the ball around or not put enough pressure on them or aggression on them to make them have a baggy touch like the Ligt was doing in the first time we played Brighton in the 4-2. We was aggressive. This time around, not the case.
No, you're literally 100% spot on in terms of Leacher. Like, I'm trying to think, like, what other Premier League side would actually deploy a 5'9" centre back in the back four? Like, it gets laughable at some point because every striker in the league is licking their lips thinking, I get to play against someone that's 5'9". Like, get tight to him. If I get tight to him, the ball comes into me with a bit of quality. I'm going to hold the ball. And it keeps itself the goal. I mean, running back to the goal line instead of addressing an area door in the box, it comes from him being small. Like, these are just natural things that taller Harry Maguire's not doing that. Matthias de Ligt isn't doing that. Even Lenny Yoro himself isn't doing that. So I just feel like
I'm tired of this stuff, man. Honestly, that clip ain't that bad. By the way, I watched it out. I don't think that's a bad clip. I think there's way more.
There's a problem with that guy.
He's been dreadful.
One thing I'm not going to do is have Amorim revisionism. I'm not trying to hear that from no one. We still were in games not creating enough chances at some points, and also not scoring at some points, and also we were drawing to these crap teams. Do you know what I mean? Like Wolves and that. There was still issues. They're
just trying to troll. They're just here to troll. They're just here to troll. They're just here to troll. That's why they're putting
I don't mind it. I don't mind the trolling parts, but I'm just trying to be a little bit more objective and everything. When it comes down to coaching, this is why today coaching is important. Why you select the correct person. Because today, as much as Fletcher might be, in my opinion, someone that's good for the academy level right now, today shows why he's not ready. You can't do man-to-man pressing for 30 minutes, not expecting gaps to happen. You have to change the way your team's playing, not in the 70th minute when you're chasing because you're obviously 1-0 down, but the gaping hole bringing off Mainu, not knowing that, okay, he's actually been a part of that's closing a lot of spaces and passing lanes. You shouldn't have brought him off. If you brought someone else off, hence maybe Bruno Fernandes at that point, or maybe Lagarte, who was not progressing the ball, then you might have a different situation. And that just wasn't the case. We scored from a set piece. We are missing. I'm so glad Mbeumo and Ahmad are coming back because I'm not saying Mbeumo is great in possession, but guess what? He's got a strike on him.
Yeah.
And Ahmad is Ahmad, isn't it? Cunha needs to get dropped.
Yeah.
100%. He does.
He's been pathetic. Last few 3 games, he's been pathetic.
Mount was shit as well.
Offered nothing all of a sudden. What is it? Because he ain't got an arm around his neck or something like that?
No, just played him right wing and he played terribly, man. I don't know why. I don't know why you would play him right wing. To be honest, I don't know why he thought that was a good idea.
Where would you play him?
Not play him on the bench. Sit him on the bench. Let him get splinters or something. Do you know what I'm saying? Because why would you play Mount? He's trash. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't think he's trash. I just think there's limitations to what he can do, and I'm not being funny. He's just, I think he's done his best work off the left and not the right. You're correct. Mm-hmm. I think there is limitations. There's limitations. I think if there's anyone that's worked well with Dorgu at the moment in time, it's probably him, but it's just, I don't think he should have started today. He's just been injured and he's sort of a player that that you need to run a games before we see a Mount that we were seeing beforehand. Do you know what I mean? I think it would have been well to at least start a Shea Lacey, but it doesn't take away our structure today was, again, so Amorim-like. Don't you not agree? Like it was the same thing in our structure. The midfield was good until it wasn't. We conceded the way we conceded, but it was still the same problems. And whether it's overfeeding or underfeeding,
that does make sense though a little bit. That does make sense. Like we've only had that a week ago. Was it a week ago? It was less than a week though that Amorim was here. Do you know what I'm saying?
A week ago.
Yeah. So it's like that does make sense for it to still be Amorim like. But it's just, bro, it's the subs, bro. If that was Amorim made them subs, we would be cooking him. Do you know what I'm saying? He made suicide subs. Why would you bring on Xerxes for Kobe Mainu, who was probably him and Bruno were our best players? And you brought him on, and then Ugarte, I don't know what Ugarte was doing in the last 5 minutes. I don't know why he was getting forward.
You look lost.
Honestly, just play as a centre back, mate. Play as a centre back because that guy is useless, bro. Yeah, bro, honestly, you should have just brought on Casemiro and played Mainu and Casemiro in a pivot for the last 30 minutes. They're doing a better job than what he did. Do you know what I'm saying? He absolutely bottled it. He thought, oh, United, just throw it out. Oh, this guy, honestly, mate, honestly.
Is it Scott, isn't it? Scott, is that Scott? We have mid-table talent. It's nothing to do with the coaching. I think it's a bit of both. I want to go back to how we played under Amram against Brighton. They done exactly the same thing today, by the way, yeah? I think in the first half, it was proven that you can do man-to-man press until he decided now what we're going to do is drop Ruta deep and also that Gruda, he dropped a little bit deeper as well to collect the ball because Dorgu was very tight on him and so was Lisandro Martinez was tight on Ruta. My thing is with that is Luke Shaw was just better at it, but they've done it higher up the pitch and not allow him to get to the ball too much, right? And that's all it kind of took was we weren't aggressive enough in certain areas of the pitch to win the ball back, and they kept doing the same thing over and over again. And there's a gaping hole in the middle of the park because we're being passive. So the tactics today, again, was a little bit weird for me. It's like, why didn't you keep things more impact, like in terms of why didn't you keep it more compact like it was in the 30th minute? Why'd you expand it so much? You know, you saw Cunha, I saw him running, saying go out wide. And why did you do that? He was working better when he was central near Bruno Fernandes. It's like he didn't trust Dorgu to do the line as much. And I was confused by that. But it's right. The system is players don't know how to read the game. Like, let's say the ball comes into Martinez. Why isn't Agate sweeping behind or someone like that, knowing that he's doing this flick on thing every single time? It's low IQ. The low doesn't know where to be on the pitch, in my opinion. Again, he will get drawn into someone in possession and he's not there quick enough. And all of a sudden, you're always doing donkey work chasing against flipping, what's his name? Pascal Gross. We lost to a rotated Brighton side, by the way.
I feel like the point that you made there in the sense that of going from man for man and not changing or adjusting to the type of the game, that literally comes directly from Fletcher. I feel like he's probably seen the fan pressure in the sense of us playing shit football and the three in the back. So, okay, I'm going to go man for man. I'm going to try and let us be a bit more expansive, but that comes with a cost. Of us being more exposed defensively, us doing a basketball game, which Brighton probably wanted. Whereas if we controlled the game a bit more, decided to be a bit more reserved, it would have said, yeah, it's Amarim like. So you can see what Fletcher's understanding of the game is, but essentially, again,
why didn't we draw them in? I don't know why we didn't allow them to draw in a little bit more. Sometimes it's okay to let them have the ball. They like to play with two deep man, but there was times where I thought in the first half we allowed them to have the ball. We got the ball back, and did you see like even at times even Delo or Dorgu straight pass into Bruno Fernandes' feet? I thought that was going to be our blueprint every time, and our deliveries from out wide were poor, man. There were no dangerous crosses from Delo or Dorgu today. I found even Mason Mount couldn't get anything out of his feet. It's like Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, again, it's like I like the guy. We saw what he saw against Burnley, but them passes to Delo were either over hit or under hit. It's just little bits like that. That's why I don't want to see Ollie at the wheel, because everything has to go through Bruno. I don't want to see play. I want it to go through other players as well. That needs to be important in the side. You can't rely on one man. Darren Fletcher was quite dark for me. It looked like Ollie ball, and there's nothing wrong with it. But sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. But the quality in the end of it, Mason Mount ain't getting you goals. Sesko is getting you. I don't know these. I'm glad he scored, to be fair, but you don't know what you're going to get out of him. And Cunha. Oh, that touch.
Yeah, he's playing like Jude Bellingham, bro. Someone said every first touch is a duel. Do you get what I'm saying? He's slide tackling. He's pissing me off, mate. He needs to sort out. Because, bruv, he's 1 minute he's having a great game, next minute he's having a terrible game. The only thing he did today was put that great ball in for Dallo in the first 2 minutes of the game. Do you know what I'm saying? Dallo should have scored. Yeah, but Dallo pisses his pants every time he goes through on goal. That guy, literally, just go look at everyone remembers the Ten Hag one. You know, the West Ham one. We've got Ten Hag sacked. Yeah, I'm saying he pisses his pants every time he runs through on goal. Yeah, I told him, listen, that's why I wasn't happy when Amarim got sacked, because I just know it's not going to stick with that.
It's instructions. Scott, for me, what system would you use? I don't think it's so much system. I think it's more instruction. I think
you can give these set of players the best instructions in the world. If you give Dallo the best Pep Guardiola instructions, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to be the same Dallo.
The low going wide is not it. The low going inverted is a little bit more, again, I'd call it sustainable. Like he's not the guy that you want on the end of things out wide.
Brain dead, isn't he?
Just brain dead. That's why you got to keep him close. Today goes to show why you have Casemiro in your free at the moment. Do you know what I mean? In terms of personnel, I think Kobe today was I think he was great, to be fair. He done everything.
Agendas won't let that, because I remember people saying that he played badly, he got hooked off. Agendas won't allow him, but he played really well. He actually played well.
He played good. He had a good game.
We don't need to be the team that has a lot of possession, but I'd say this is a team that could be a lot higher up the field. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like Kobe is intelligent enough to do what he needs to do. I thought his touches were quite mature. Like, and usually, like he played how he needed to play. But Casemiro shows why he's the anchor more than Agate, because his effectiveness is better when he pushes the ball forward, at least minimum. I just feel like today's just again, it's quality. Again, you need Amads, you need Mbumos, you need Mbumo closer to Sesko, and you need Amad probably doing what he does best out wide. But we need someone that can also help, like even a Mazraoui just helping inside the midfield. So that means Kobe has a little bit more of a freedom to do what he needs to do. The instructions for me are too simple. Hertzler just go to show that he can put on players that are, I wouldn't say they're the best players in the world, but you can see in the instruction how they need to build up and try to catch you out, because we were too busy chasing with this press so much that it ended up killing us. Do you know what I mean? I just thought, didn't mind Sesko. I thought his runs were ignored or not found as much. And and I'm sorry, but there's levels between Dorgu and even Luke Shaw. Yeah, he's got so like I like the kid. I think he's a good person. He seems like a nice person, like just overall and whatnot. He looks like he's improving that little bit, but there's a big gap in quality, man. I don't like Below, man. I just think. No, he just got rotated. He just got given the rest.
Oh, is it? Oh, of course, he's back for City. Yeah, just for me, honestly, Mazraoui's not really back, is he, for City?
No.
I don't honestly. I'd go Aiden Heaven, Lissandro. I'd go Lissandro left back.
I wouldn't.
And I'd put Aiden Heaven and Maguire as the centre backs.
Same. And I'd go, it's too slow though.
Gonna have to go Dallo right back around. Yeah.
No, if Maz gets knocked out by Nigeria on Wednesday, he's back.
Yeah, he's back. He should be.
No, because he's got to play. They do that semi-final thing in it with a third place.
Is there a third place game?
Yeah,
there is. There?
Yeah, so done a third place playoff. So I don't know why they're doing it in the AFCON. They don't do that for Euros or anything. You just do it for AFCON. It's third place playoff. I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure, because it says that on FOTMob that there's a third place playoff.
Oh, 17th of January. Yeah, that's on a Saturday. Yeah, he ain't coming back then. So
and he wouldn't be back anyways, because Thursday's 2 days after, isn't it?
I don't blame Lacey. Lacey came on and showed in 7 minutes at that point, I think up to the 80th minute, 81st minute, he done more on that right-hand side than what Mount offered in that right-hand side. There's a big difference of just players that are playing in their positions a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking at Cunha thinking, you might need to get dropped, you know? You might need to go on the bench against City. Because I'd rather be more secure, and then you can come on for someone else. Like, I don't know, you come on for Mbumo or come on for Sesko or something like that. I'm not blaming Shea, Lacey. You're 17 years of age, and you show me that you're a quality little player. He just lost his head in a moment, as a young player probably would. My thing is that back line. I wouldn't have Lissandro. I like Lissandro's thing, but too slow against Cherokee. You'll get killed. For me.
I don't think there really is like a blatant solution towards that. It's more of a tactical thing than anything than personnel. Because
I'd honestly bring Maguire and Heaven into the back line for now until De Ligt's back. I don't want to see. I think Yoro having a horrendous season for his standard for what we thought he was going to bring.
Season, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? He's been terrible this season. He's been absolutely dreadful. I think he's had about 2 good games, and that's being generous. Do you know what I'm saying? He's been every game he's at fault for a goal. Yeah, I'm saying I don't blame him I don't blame anyone in particular really for that second goal. I blame more the fact that Fletcher just threw the system in the bin. Do you get what I'm saying? And just left the gaping hole in midfield. But at the end of the day, bro, he was ball watching, and as a centre back, you should know in those areas you're just on your striker, mate. Make sure you're on him.
I would ditch the 10. I think it's time to ditch the 10 a little bit.
But I don't think Bruno played badly though today.
Nah, I hear me out what I mean by ditching the 10 a little bit. Like, you're still got an advanced midfielder, yeah, but it's not back to goal. I think it's best. I don't think we got players that are good back to goal. I've seen Cunha's back to goal today, even in previous games. Yeah. You don't have peripheral vision to do that, like swing outside and put someone in. It's just not there. No one's Kevin De Bruyne in it, unfortunately. And even then, he would play more 8. We need to play with 2 8s. Someone that can go further and drag the ball, carry the ball, because Cunha can do that, or Bruno can do that, yeah, or Mainu can do that. We need players to look at the goal of the opposition front face. I don't think we've got players that could do back line. Like, only Mbumo can hold up the ball a bit, and so can Amad. Yeah, that's the way I view it. We need to leave that little space alone. And if you really want to do counter attack, you go 4-3-3 for me, man. I think the 10 is a bit is too much. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Sitting scenario like sit. Who we got that can sit?
No, I think you can still put Casemiro and players can do their defensive jobs, but we've got full. We always talk about as a fan base players playing to their strengths. Cool. We don't have in our right backs. We don't have players, in my opinion, that are good going forward. Even Mazraoui. So you just invert one of them to help out a little bit. What Nico O'Reilly's done at times, and so forth, and other teams. So what? Or Timber or Calafiori. Somebody always has to help out that midfield because you're not good going forward. But you can have an extra midfielder like Cobby or whatever to get further forward to help out with your wingers or whatever because they ain't got no quality in them. Luke Shaw is good going forward because he's got a good delivery in him, but sometimes not enough. But I would call him an all-round type-ish player, just not really excelling in much. Again, right? And that left-hand side, we don't have no left wingers. So no matter who we put left wing, they always want to cut inside anyways. Dorgu might suit him a little bit. My thing is, if you get Aiden Heavens and bring in a Delict, you've got pace that can actually play, but you've also got someone back at all times to help Casemiro out. We don't have players that are good back to goal. And it's been that way since we've even had Pogba, because he was never good back to goal either. Bruno Fernandes back to goal is a bit wasteful. I like him when he can see the game in front of him. We saw today when he went into the 8, when he could pick up the ball and just pass the ball forward. That's his game nowadays, because he doesn't have the agility like he did 5 years ago. So I don't know why we just don't resort to what Fletcher knows best, which was his 4-3-3. Or even like Lisandro Martinez. Even if you played him as the inverted left back and said, you know what, the right back's going to go forward. Or play him someone, like if you're going to play pivot next to a Casemiro or Cobby or whatever, because he likes progressing the ball. There's options there, yeah, but my thing is always down to instructions. We had 2 wing fullbacks that got high and wide. Yeah, they're great. Like United back in the day, United DNA and all that stuff. But guess what? They don't have quality of delivery, so it's a bit wasted.
I agree with you of ditching the 10, but like, well, as long as Bruno Fernandes plays for Manchester United, I can't see him, especially in a fullback formation, playing anywhere other than 10. And this is not from like a tactical thing. I feel like him himself would always want to play in that number 10 position and give himself the responsibility to be our creative outlet.
I'll give you an example.
There's players there at Portugal for him to defer to, such as Bernardo Silva, such as
but where does he play?
Where does he play for Portugal?
In the 8. Plays in the 8. He plays an 8 and he gets forward, but you're always going to have that one centre mid that does get forward. It's about not leaving the gaping hole, right? So if you had Cobby in that going a little bit further forward, we have fullbacks that are good enough in possession, like a Mazraoui. The low's best position is inverted fullback. Not Dorgu, hell no, but Lisandro Martinez. There's options there to help out the middle of the park because we don't have quality of delivery out wide. Do you know what I mean? We are good at doing that thing where we're looking at Sesko or someone running in behind, and it's now that you've got Ahmad and Mbumo, you want to use these progressive players as much as possible. Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Leica, whatever you want to do. You got those runs. And I think under Carrick, if you look at the way they build up in that, you're going to need progressive players. But the thing is, for me, is the way you instruct these players properly and not leaving a gaping hole. I'd rather allow teams do whatever you want to do out wide. That's fine for me. Because we always know that we always get killed through the centre. And today, what killed us, really and truly, is letting them move the ball in the centre of the park too much, too freely. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but today just showed me a lot that it's just we don't have enough good footballers and we're not instructing these players to what they're actually good at. Well, I don't know what about people in the comments, but I think I'm talking too much at this point. It's just
not even.
We need a coach so bad, man.
It's like nothing's really going to happen overnight in the sense that, again, from Amorim to this, you're going to see a lot of same Amorim signs in the sense that we're going to do certain things that aren't structurally like coming from the manager, for example. Like the bad habits are going to continue in terms of not tracking or defending the box properly. But I feel like more than anything, we just need to blow up the structure of this United way or counter pressing or free flowing attacking football. I just go back to not conceding goals. This is the 3rd time in a row that we've actually gone a goal down. So what point does it have playing free flowing attacking football, pressing from the front, going man for man, when we can't get into a game? We can't even go a goal up. We can't even give ourselves the chance to get playing our football or execute the tactics that's coming from whatever manager's in charge. I feel like first things first, from whoever even takes the job to the end of the season, they need to sort out the structure of the team, and especially defensively.
What you thinking, Touchline, man?
Just think we're fucked this moment in time. To be honest with you, I don't know what to say, honestly. Season's done, innit? By Jan. Do you get what I'm saying? This is the first time, by the way, in 110 years we played 40 games in a season. And the only reason we played 100, and the only reason that time we played 40 games 110 years ago was because it was a world war. So that's how screwed we are, mate. Do you get what I'm saying at this moment in time? Yeah, the only thing I can hope now is just look forward to the summer. And if we can try and get top 5, I still think it's definitely on the cards because how bad everyone else is. But at the end of the day, bro, do you get what I mean? Yeah, we just got to hope that Luis Enrique or someone saves us in the summer, innit? Which probably won't happen, but we'll see.
What's this? The defensive shape is poor. We need midfielders and a sharp tactician. Staying mediocre like in North America needs means you never improve. Time for relegation and to get rid of Ineos and Glazers. I totally disagree with that one, but I think it's. What was you going to say, David?
No, I was going to say just top 5. I think top 5 gone already. I think we're looking at
definitely not. We're 2 points off.
Nah, but just in general, look at the footballing product that we're producing on a weekly basis. Like, if we get top 5, I'm not being funny, these will have to turn into Xavi, Iniesta and co. There's no chance I don't think we get top 5.
I don't know, man. I think it's all scattergun at the moment.
Yeah,
I don't think anything's spread. I don't think anything's set in stone in it because all of a sudden we beat Man City and everyone in this chat, the whole mood changes again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What's this? Why would Enrique come to this shit show? He ain't going nowhere. I think we need a coach and someone that is sharp-minded. That's why I like the shout of the Zerbi, because he has a certain way of building up and keeping the ball. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There are the gaps and weaknesses in every system. Yeah, sure, but he appreciates good footballers. Do you know what I mean? He likes to play a certain style where you're always in the game and creating chances. Today, what I'll give Fletcher, he knows how to put these players in a system to create chances, but it will come down to the quality. We miss Amad and Mbumo that much. And I think it goes to show that when you don't have your quality up front, you're not going to get nowhere.
Today I agree. I said that I said if we had Amad and Mbumo, we would have scored.
Midfield is so important, and we've been neglecting midfield for so long. We've never replaced Scholes properly. We've never really replaced Carrick properly. The only player that we've brought in my opinion, that's a proper like 8-ish midfielder is Pogba and nobody else.
When you say we neglected midfield, we've signed plenty of midfielders. We've just signed
crap ones.
We signed Bruno, right? A good midfielder. We signed Mount. We signed Casemiro, who he had one good season and he sort of, gradually declined that. Signed Ugarte, who's just terrible.
But there's a
we haven't
problem in that.
neglected midfield. We've spent money on it. We just haven't spent money well on it. We've signed Van der Beek at one point.
So I think the last time we brought in 2 midfielders was it Pogba and was it Matic in the same season?
No, Matic with the year after.
Or with Herrera. What I'm saying about neglecting the midfield is not finding quality enough for it that's needed. But I'm saying like we've never actually just gone out there like it's an attack and bought 2-3 attackers. Last summer, we just bought 2-3 attackers. All of a sudden, we're scoring bare goals this season. But we've never looked at the midfield ever and say we need to spend on 2-3 midfielders or bring in 3 good midfielders, 2 very good quality ones, and another one. We've neglected it hard. That's why we never catch up with these other teams that have already got balanced midfields. Like, I don't know, Chelsea going getting Enzo in the January and then going to get Caicedo in the summer. That's what you call midfield rebuild. And then they go get Andre Santos and the rest of them. We never do that. We always buy one and just leave it and think it's going to solve it.
I hear it.
Like, Ugarte was good for half today, but this is what I mean about instruction. Instructions from Hertzler was easy because there was a way to bypass Ugarte and it's the way he was pressing. Because you can't do man-to-man pressing for 90 minutes of a game. You can't. It's physically not it's impossible. That's why I don't want to keep looking at it and say it's a myth. It's a myth.
It's a myth.
It's that we sold like 8-9 players and only replaced them with 4 or 5. That's where you could look at it as stupid. But you didn't make the decisions, in my opinion, the harsh ones to go. If you wanted to rebuild, then you needed to let go of a certain man so you go get 2 or 3. But you didn't do it, did you? So is what it is.
I understand why though, because obviously if you sold, there's no guarantee you can get midfielders anyways. They want Anderson, they want Walters for Labour.
They want certain particular ones.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I understand that. I'm not gonna be like other United fans that don't give logical opinions. It's not as if we could just go out and spend 150 million on Baleba and get him. Because I'm sure if we offered 150 million, they'd accept it. But then that'll be 60 million pay and overpay. And then everyone's gonna put the pressure on Baleba being the most expensive midfielder ever when he shouldn't have that pressure because he's not that good. But yeah, this myth about ownership. I haven't heard this ownership. Yeah. I haven't heard that for the last 10 years, really. From rival fans, they've all said, "Oh, the Glazers spend money. What are you complaining about?" So, but now all of a sudden, Ratcliffe's come in, and it's all about ownership. It's not. Yeah, at the end of the day, Wilcox and Barada and that messed up when they got an Amarin. Clearly messed up. Do you get what I'm saying? If they got a better manager in, it is a myth. It's a myth, bro. It's a myth. Do you get what I'm saying? I've not heard this for the last 10 years. So why is it now a problem now? They got
What do you mean?
Like a lot of like rival fans and a lot of United fans saying we're never gonna win unless we get in get a new ownership in and all that stuff. I don't understand what's this. Ratcliffe's come in and the stick that he's been getting, it doesn't make sense to me. Do you get what I'm going to say? Because they didn't have the same stick for the Glazers. They never had the same stick for the Glazers. Do you know what I mean? So it's like saying we're never going to win with this ownership. Like if Wilcox, for example, if Wilcox and that get the right manager right, and all of a sudden we could next season be flying and that stuff. Like, I don't that much of a problem.
You don't think any of us are to blame for anything over the last 2 years over their tenure? You don't think they've made any?
They've been there for nearly 2 years.
Yeah, I think obviously they're ultimately going to be blamed because they hired the people, but like he hired Wilcox in, Barada and Wilcox in, who everyone rates and they've got good CVs. You know what I'm saying? And they just made a bad decision with the manager. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think they're players they've made bad. I do hear what people are saying that at the end of the day they're going to get blamed for it, but I genuinely don't.
The only blame I give them. You know why I get the blame? Yeah, the only part I look at right now and think there's big blame is the fact that you could have just left Man United to get into better hands by people that could afford, like let's be real, the Glazers would have had to sell up. They would have had to sell up, and there was only one guy in the race. Ratcliffe decided to butt in and save them ultimately from whatever you want to call it. This is the mind. There's selfish reasons.
He wants to be the manager.
Our capabilities, whether it's financially or not, is the fact that you can't really get a reset until you really reset the whole thing, by debts and the rest of it, and say, you know what, we can go out there and spend like what Chelsea didn't go out there and spend 400-500 million, even if they did sell quite a few bit of million as well. We can never really have that reset that we deserve. But at this part of I would say them lot is that they didn't make certain decisions that have killed us. Not sacking Ten Hag overall is the reason why we didn't probably get Champions League. Not making that decision in the summer to go with a coach that you want to actually build around was the biggest setback that Ineos have made as a decision, as a collective. That's what really killed us.
They wanted Tuchel and De Zerbi, but they both said no to the job. Do you get what I'm saying? So what did people want to say? Oh, we could have just gone and got Tuchel.
You can't justify keeping Ten Hag after the season that he had.
I agree. I would have binned them off. But I'm saying is that they probably looked at it gone, oh, look, we could probably get Europe again this season. No, but we didn't. We ended up sacking him. Whatever. I understand.
But then that's being called naive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree with that. But I'm saying the reason they definitely wanted to sack Ten Hag. We know they did because they interviewed other managers. But Thomas Tuchel and De Zerbi would have probably the two.
But you can use another manager as a stepping stone if you wish, and someone that's capable enough of steering a ship. There's so much managerial options that are not just Tuchel and De Zerbi. Tuchel wanted this short break, and De Zerbi didn't think the project was right at the time. Like, as in, it was a money issue. They wanted to, they wanted to give him less than what he probably wanted, right? My thing is, you got to look at United as a collective and say, you know what, this team isn't scoring goals. And in that summer, by keeping Ten Hag, set us back tenfold. You had players that couldn't score goals or players that didn't want to be there or whatever it is. I think certain decisions were not made that they should have made. I'm quite for Ineos. Like, I understand for what their capabilities are. I know it's going to take a lot longer. But in the summer, they decided with Amorim, which is why I hate Amorim a little bit more than maybe the next person, is because you decided to get 3 attackers. You didn't need Sesko this summer, to be fair. You needed midfielders, bro. And even if it's not the midfielder that you wanted, like him and Baleba, there were opportunities out there, like João Gomez's and all this stuff. There's opportunities of midfielders out there to go and grab. And you could have made this season a little bit better, because the midfield is a big reason why our structure, why we look so light in defense, because these lot can't either get about the pitch or they just don't have the quality on the ball. And you need a mixture of both. That's why we get ran by Anderson's away from home in the second half. He absolutely destroyed us on his ones, while Wharton usually bosses us by himself. We have to wait for like an amazing display from a Bruno and Casemiro, who are both over 30 now, and a guy who's not got great ability to do us a service, because Kobe Mainoo's not in the game, and you can't just rely on him to do everything for himself, because he's more of a luxury player. You need players around him. Like, you get it?
Sorry to cut you off, but why do you obviously take that out on Amorim then, if the board decided to get him 3 attackers and not a midfielder?
Because our priority was meant to be a midfielder, and he was calling that we needed a striker more than we needed a midfielder, and he decided to keep Bruno. My thing is, whether you like Bruno Fernandes or not, look at it like this. In my mind, Bruno Fernandes, we all know that he's not a player that's in the 8. We knew he wasn't an 8. Yeah, cool. But he also wasn't mobile enough to do what he wanted in a 10. That's fine. So why did you not sanction? Because he said that Bruno said, if the club wanted me to leave, I would have left, and his family probably was shipped off to Saudi or whatever. Yeah, you could have used that money to invest into whatever you needed in a couple midfielders. You needed a certain type of player to suit your system. You decided to say no. That's called bad planning, in my opinion. You wanted a certain system. You could have rebuilt around that, but you have to sacrifice one of your pieces, and you didn't do that, right? That's where I'm at with that. That's stupidity. And that's also meaning that the club were too busy listening to him and thinking, cool, if you wanted to play this 4-3-3, why did you not push that to Amorim in the summer? Why didn't you not have that idea? Because you could have kept Bruno, you could have got a couple wingers, you could have still got Cunha's and Mbeumo's played a certain way. You wanted a hold-up facilitator or whatever. Then you go and play. Why Wilcox's decision was piss poor. Your planning was piss poor. You could have focused on the midfield. The midfield's been made. If you looked at Man United this summer, you say, cool, we need goals, but we need midfielders. It's stupid.
Yeah, poor squad planning, which again,
it was always going to be a struggle. If you squad plan it, even if it's 3-4-3, are you telling me a Garcia, Casemiro, Bruno, Kobe Manu, who quite evidently from the jump that he did not favour, right, was going to get you to top 4 when you look at everybody else's midfields around? You know, you got people, but you got Tottenham buying Pelinias and that, waiting for Kulusevski to come back. You got City, Arsenal, Liverpool's their midfield who just won a league. Chelsea, Kaiser. How are you going to dominate a game and get past that when your attackers can barely get the ball anyways? So now you want to do 4-3-3. Now you're gonna have to make another decision on Bruno, and you're gonna have to make a decision on what midfielders you get, because now we're looking at that thinking, raw, like we got 2-3 midfielders that are potentially leaving. Now we need 2-3 midfielders to come in. It's bad squad planning, and that's why I look at Ineos thinking, who is really calling the shots here? Because it seems very confused.
100%. That's why I generally now look at Ineos. I don't want to say fraud watch, but I'm not being funny. They've done more wrong than they've done right in the last 24 months. So
I think most new ownerships do, to be fair.
Yeah, they do.
But that's why I said this summer is so critical that they get it right, because, mate, if you don't, we're looking real mid-table, like real mid-table. If we don't get your Belabers and Andersons or Waltons or quality of player that's somewhat near to that, you're going to just look bang average. How are you ever going to dominate a game? Midfield wins you games.
Do you sacrifice Bruno this summer then?
I would. But if you're going to go for... You know what? My whole thing with Bruno is I don't think there's better creators out there than him. If you put a Walton and a let's say Belaber behind him, and you got a left winger that likes to make runs as much as Ahmad or Mbeumo or whatever, it might be stupid to get rid of a player like that at the moment when you're trying to get on top, because I don't think there is. It all depends on what manager comes in and what they like to play. That's the way I view it. The manager and Ineos have got to stick to their guns and get it correct. Bruno's a tricky topic, but if there's a bid that comes in that can elevate your summer, because you can get enough players of quality that can come in because you might spend the extra bit, then you'd be dumb not to sell him for 80 to 100 million.
100%.
Because you need to rebuild a whole midfield. So you got to look at it. If you like 4-3-3, probably might be worth keeping Bruno. But if you're going to play this 4-2-3-1, the other way around. If you're going to play 4-3-3, it might be worth getting rid of a Bruno. But if you're going to play 4-2-3-1, what 10s are available out there that you can really just stick in that hole? We've seen Cunha there. It don't look great, does it, at the moment?
I'm done with 4-2-3-1. I don't want to see United play that formation for the foreseeable, because we've tried and tested, done that for the last 3, 4, 5 years. I'm on to the next one. 3-4-3 didn't work.
Yeah. It's the squad. If Pep came in, he'd lose too. But I reckon he'd utilize the squad to his capabilities. I reckon he'd invert fullbacks, get control that midfield. We just seem to not like controlling that midfield. So Ahmad to the left, Cunha to the bench, start Kobe and buy mobile 6. I mean, in a world, I'd move Mbeumo to the left and put him more tight to the likes of Sesko. I want him in the box. I think Ahmad's a complete player. He can do whatever you want him to do. But I think Ahmad can also, I'm going to be real, I think Ahmad can also play the 8, one of them advanced 8 roles. I think he's quality.
Yeah.
That much. It depends what you got. It depends what you got behind him. If you've got 2 very able midfielders, sure. But I think there's ways to play, but it all comes down to instruction. Bruno plays right-sided 8 for Portugal, and that's where I play him for United. Amorim's system doesn't suit Kobe, Casemiro, Bruno, and we choose not to buy midfielder. Wilcox is clueless. Again, you're spot on, man. I think you're spot on. I think we should move to a 4-3-3. I think it suits Bruno if you was to keep him. You can still get 2 midfielders. We need a left winger, man. So bad. And I look at that Yan Diamonde, I'm thinking, that's the profile we really don't have. We need a Semenyo type profile. We still look weak. There's no aggression. There's not a lot of aggression in our team. That's why I think they want Anderson so much of Baleba, because it adds that aggression. And that's why they wanted Semenyo, because it adds that aggression. We have we got a team full of pussies.
No, we have. Dallow's the biggest pussy.
Out of all of them.
He's a big pussy.
I can't stand him.
Got bullied in school or something. I don't know. He's a pussy. Do you know what I'm saying? Cunha, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know where his aggression's gone. Do you know what I'm saying? Bruno, again, I don't know. I mean, Casemiro and Bruno, have you seen their aggression, really? I mean, even Ugarte, I mean, at least sometimes he might kick someone, but do you know what I mean? You're right. We're just too easy to play against. We're too weak. Do you get what I'm saying? We're too easy to. Bro. Rodrigo, we're never getting Rodrigo. I don't want him anyways. I'm not paying him 400k a week to come to Man United. Do you get what I'm saying?
We need someone that wants to really attack the box, man, and with we need pace and power. We need the PMP stuff. We don't have none of that.
PMP. And the thing is, a lot of these United fans, we need techie ballers, guys. We need some baller FC. No, we need PMP, mate. We need some athleticism in our team. We've got enough techie ballers. Do you get what I'm saying? Obviously, we need a bit more tech, but we need PMP. We need people in their midfield that can run. We need people in our defense that can actually, be aggressive and win the ball, high pitch and stuff like that. We're just too easy to play against. Do you know what I'm saying? We're just too easy to play against, too slow, too bro. There's times I'm sure we said sometimes Ugarte goes on and runs from the midfield, and he might go past two players. And I get so gassed because I'm like, we don't see that ever. Casemiro can't do it. Bruno can't do it. We don't ever see someone carry the ball from midfield. Do you know what I'm saying? None of that, because none of them have the athleticism.
Yeah, we don't want to sign athletes whatsoever, and we need athletes badly need athletes. The only athlete we bought or got is Sesko and Cunha, and it's like, no, but we need midfield aggression one. That's why I think Baleba is so key to gaining that. You see in AFCON what that guy's capable of, man. He's just not where he's at. Focus, and that kind of question marks over his professionalism. For it seems like you're down torn a little bit at Brighton, in my opinion, a little bit too much. Because
you'd have Baleba over Anderson.
No, I'd want both of them. I want Wharton and I want Baleba. I don't want Anderson as much as them two. Because I'm in my mind, I want specialists. Yeah, I'm not saying Anderson's not a specialist. I think he's a very good player, a very good all-rounded player. He's going to give you 7 or 8s in most fields of his game. But Wharton's a deep line playmaker. Yeah, and he's a specialist at what he does. You give him able bodies in front of him, you're creating a bad boy little team. He passes the ball forward. I'm not saying Anderson doesn't do it, but Anderson's more of an 8 than a 6. I'm thinking of 4-3-3. I think Anderson in a deep line playmaking role, you barely get the ball off him. It's impossible. Anderson does his best work, I think, going forward a little bit. I don't want him anywhere in the back line. I think you're wasting his capabilities. And that's why I look at Baleba, who's a strong runner, who suits Wharton to a T, and Kobbie Mainoo is thinking, Kobbie Mainoo, I think today goes to show, come on, man, he's not this guy that can't run or nothing like that. He's got capabilities of being box to box if need be. I just think we need to go to a way of having players that want to get stuck in. Baleba gets stuck in. Wharton gets stuck in. Anderson gets stuck in. Kobbie gets stuck in. We don't have those players. Bruno wants to get stuck in, but he ain't Bruno 5 years ago, man. He wants to, but he lacks the athleticism on that part for me. Casemiro he's got the aggression, but I hear what you're saying. I think Anderson's a bit of a mold of both. A bit of both, but I like Anderson in that box-to-box 8 role. I think in club football, in Europe, in other places, I just don't like club. I mean, country. I think country's more of a 6 than an 8. But I think in club, he's more effective as an 8 because he's aggressive and can win the ball very high. Right? So that's what I'm saying. So that's where I don't think we need to go and buy a third midfielder, because my thing is like, you're buying all these young bucks around the world. Why don't you give one of them a chance? Go put Sekou Kone in the team. If you're going to go down to this 4-3-3 kind of way, you just stick Sekou Kone in the DM or the 6 to learn that craft, or in the 8. You got Jim Thwaites, who I'd say is now just half a year off of coming into men's football. Give him an opportunity. You can't scream about youth and Man United academy and not use any of them. You can't just go buy your way. If you want to be different from everybody else, you go stick that quality in there.
Is there any proof that Sekou Kone is any good at football? Because
every time I look at this guy play football, he just looks cold.
I've never watched him, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? So I can't comment. But at the end of the day, bro, he got sent out on loan to some unknown team. They sound like some team on Pez.
I mean, he should be with us now. Yeah, Lausanne Sports.
They're called Lausanne Sports.
That's Ratcliffe's other team in Switzerland.
Oh, is it? Right, that makes sense. So we're doing what the Chelsea thing. All right, cool.
My thing is, I think he's good enough to play now. I think if you're gonna go down this route of I'm gonna like progress these young players, these ones that have been stuck in our academies, then go use Carrington for what it's there for. Like it's used for that. Do you know what I mean? You can't scream and shout it and then not use it. I think it's pathetic. You can't be built off all of that and you got this new kid from, I don't know, where was it, Colombia. He looks like a unit. You're telling me that looks like a grown man. He's bigger than me, bro, and I'm nearly 30 years of age. Where are these ones? That's what I'm saying. You can go buy 2 quality midfielders and add the third, but you still need your left wingers. You still need a left back. That left hand, it's funny how 5 years ago we would scream and shout about that right hand side of ours, and now we're screaming for the left hand side.
Yeah.
And that means Mbeumo or Ahmad might need to drop out and they need to rotate. But that's the whole point of creating competition, a quality squad. Oh, but what's going to happen to Mbeumo? Who cares? Take your place when you and fight for it.
What happened to speaking of Leicester? What happened to Leon?
That boy, you mean that Malik Fofana?
No, he's talking about the left back we signed in the summer. He's 16 or 17, and he's on steroids or some shit, bro.
Yeah. He's a left back. I look at him thinking, I don't know if he's ready yet. I think he's adapting to England still and all that kind of stuff. He looks good though. I like the way he attacks the ball and the way he is. I think he just needs this is why you need players that need to get used to big crowds and English culture and that. I don't know yet. I don't think he's ready to be a starting left back. We need to go and buy someone that's proven already. And I just don't know what left backs are out there other than I just want Lewis Hall, man.
Yeah, I want Lewis Hall. Yeah, I'm saying we need to start acting like a big club, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? We need to start splashing the cash, mate. I can't lie. Just splashing the. Obviously, I do think we're gonna have a lot of money to spend next summer, especially if we sell Bruno. So let's see if these are serious, bro. Because there's 3 or 4 players signing, spending 200 million. Bro, we need to spend 300 million. Do you know what I'm saying?
Wait, hold on.
Get some quality players in.
What do you mean by that, Scott? Athletic but horrible first touch. Who?
I think he's talking about
Diego Leon. Diego Leon. I hear it. What are you saying? Just the South American version of Dorgu. Might be right. Might be right. But he's an athlete though.
Yeah, we need athletes, man. We definitely need athletes, bro. That midfield is even there was a period, I think it was Danny Welbeck went past 4 players on the right hand side.
Yep, on the right hand side.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, there's no one. It's so easy. There's no athleticism. Obviously, that is a system issue as well. Do you get what I'm saying? Because why is that even happening? Why is there 4 players on the right hand side in the first place? You get what I'm saying? All close together. Yeah, and it's just, bro, it's terrible. Yeah,
we need an out and out wide forward on the left, man. We need a Malik Fofana, Yan Jamonde. It's just someone that's able to take on players on that left.
He doesn't want to join us though, Jim Monday. He wants to go out Liverpool, innit? They said
no, he said that. He said that back in November. They're not even looking at him. Why are they going to go out and go get another left winger?
They're getting a left winger, aren't they? They want a left winger. They wanted Barcola. That's what Slot wanted. That's what he's fell out with Hughes over. Is it Richard Hughes?
Oh, see, that's why we got Christian Vivell, man. He ran right past Kobe. He ran right past 4 of them. He jinked out 4 of them.
I think that's just what got Kobe booked. No, was that what got Kobe booked?
Yeah. They dragged him back. He just they dragged him back. Rightfully so. Today we're just, I don't know, man. What are you lot thinking about in the future though? It just seems like we can't catch a break. We don't look like we're ever getting manager bounces. It's just
no. I didn't expect a manager bounce with Fletcher, and he's trash. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why he's never going to get any top level job in football. Do you know what I'm saying? It's jobs for the boys, isn't it? But I guess we'll see in it. We'll guess. I need a mood change, bro. I'm going to the City game on the weekend. Do you get what I'm saying? I need a mood change, bro. I need something to believe in again. But at the end of the day, bro, like it better be Carrick tomorrow morning, mate. I better hear Carrick's a minute, because if it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, bro, I swear down. Yeah, I think we're gonna get 8th or 9th place, mate. I reckon maybe 7th max. Yeah, that guy's trash. And this will be the same thing you'll see with Fletcher as you'll see with Ollie, mate. Yeah, I'm saying it'll be vibes, United DNA, attacking DNA, and all that stuff. Carricky and Giggsy and all that. Yeah, I mean, but it'll be no actual thing being built, no coaching, because he couldn't coach a dog how to bark. Never mind coach footballers how to play football. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, we'll be screwed if we get Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I hope they get Carrick in.
Boy, that's where we're at, isn't it?
2 sides of the same coin. I mean, Carrick or Ollie, it doesn't fill me with much confidence either way, to be honest. I think the season's over, and I think January is probably going to be the darkest month. I as a United fan that we've had in a very, very, very long time.
Belabor first, he's left footed, but the most is 75 million. I reckon we can get him for about 75, 80. I think we can, something like that. But
just tell it. I'd tell him to down tools if I was there. I'd sit there and say, "Tell Brighton, please. Do you want?
What do you mean?
He really wants to.
But what do you think he's been doing? He's been
no,
down
but no.
tools.
I don't think he's down tools. I think it's affected his brain. Like he's gone. I don't really want to be here. But if I was him, I would tell them to say to him, like,
they don't care.
Brighton, I want to actually.
Brighton don't care. Yeah, but even did they let Caicedo leave?
No, they did it. Not the first time around.
No,
but I swear there was something else. There was another reason behind that.
No, they just didn't want to. Arsenal put in a bid. Remember that January.
Yeah, no. Remember he put something on his Instagram that he was leaving.
He tried to force a move.
Yeah. Barca 3-2.
I would love Manu Kone. That's another option. That's another option for us. I reckon he's like an all-action midfielder, so it's like it's probably either him or whatever. Maybe do a swap deal for Xerxes, man. But I would. Baleba could play 8 or 6, flary flexible. I think Baleba is a must. Like, when that man plays, he can play, man. But I was gonna say one more thing, but I just forgot. It don't even matter at this point. Rafinha scored again. Whatever. I need to go watch this game.
I'm watching it now, but someone's just spoiled it in the chat. I must be well behind.
We are crap. To be fair, I think Carrick lifts my mood more than it does Ollie. I'll be real. That's it. That's where I'm at.
Carrick changes it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's actually a decent coach. You know what I'm saying? He probably understands the game a bit better. He's a midfielder.
Yeah,
most midfielders are decent coaches, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, people, make sure you subscribe up. You know, we got Under the Lights David here. You can type that on YouTube. Don't be bums. You can type it in on the YouTube. It's called Under the Lights. You might see Roms there if anyone knows Roms as well. And we've got Touchline Facts as always with something outrageous to say. So you know where he's at as well. This guy over to Monster's stream. Going to be back tomorrow. Shells and probably M's. You know what? Probably Touchline. But we'll see. But other than that, yeah, man, go rate it up. Like the video. If you like the video, you're just a bunch of scrubs in it. So poor man. Dark times, United fan. Yeah, again, nothing new.